All right. Welcome to Team Forever Strong's call tonight. I'm so excited to see you guys. It is May 12th. Is it May 12th today?
Yeah.
Yes, May 12th. Okay, I'm losing track of the days here. May 12th. And I wanted to, before I go into all the details about some important things coming up, why don't we just start out doing some recognition. So if you had any Emerald coaches today on the team, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and give them a shout out.
I just wanted to give a shout out to Julie Wiscombe. She hit Emerald today.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
I'm not sure if she's on here yet, but
Hopefully soon.
yeah.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
And I had Emerald today too. I had Lindsay Knight, who officially became Emerald today, and she actually just messaged me and she hit Success Club as well. So
Whoa.
for her, yeah.
That is amazing. Wow, you're doing awesome, Lindsay. Congratulations.
Yes, she is. She's rocking it.
That is awesome. Any other Emerald coaches today on the team? Nope. I think that was it, right? Any rubies, diamonds, one-star diamonds? Anybody have any other recognition? No. All right. So before I go into the whole bulk of the meeting tonight, I just wanted to start out by going over some really important things that we have coming up so that you guys are aware. So Coaching Blitz, guys. The Coaching Blitz is on this Sunday from 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm not going to lie, I noticed that there's only 7 people in the group, and 2 of them are me and Nick. So you guys absolutely want to take advantage of this. I have 15 names right now in my notebook written down of people who need to be added. I just haven't added them in yet. But you definitely want to take advantage of that because you can't grow this business on your own. It just can't happen. And so I know, especially too, when you're newer at this, or even if you've been doing this for a while now, if you're not comfortable talking to people about this business opportunity and about joining your team, taking advantage of these coach blitzes or this coach sneak peeks or the webinars or whatever we have going on is an awesome way to just plug people in so they can hear about this with no pressure or no strings attached. So, you know, that was one of the reasons, guys, honestly, how I was able to move so quickly in this business right from the beginning was because when Liz would have her coach sneak peeks twice a month, and I was still, you know, using her page as kind of like, you know, I'm learning from this page and learning how to do this the right way and all this stuff. I always plugged in like 30 plus people into her coach sneak peeks, and she ran them twice a month. And so you absolutely want to try to shoot to get at least 10 people in to the Coaching Blitz for Sunday night. And it's a lot of fun. If you guys were in the last 2 that we did, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of high energy. It's only 1 hour, so you don't have to worry about them going into a sneak peek for 3 to 5 days and worry about them checking in. It's just 1 hour, and every 5 minutes, it's just a quick video or a quick post that goes up to let them know about the business. And I go live at the beginning. I go live at the end to answer questions. So take advantage of it so that you guys can grow your teams. Remember, your goal should be to be bringing on at least 2 to 3 new active coaches every single month. So go ahead and take advantage of that and plug your people in. The next thing too is that our next challenge group that we are going to be running is going to be all on the challenge group tracker, the My Challenge tracker. So you can go into the App Store and you can download it. This is going to be our first time doing it. And I wanted to do it when it first was released, but you were only allowed to have 1 admin in charge of all the people, and I didn't really like that. So now that they expanded it, I think you're allowed to have like up to, I wrote it down, 10 admins. So I'm going to start with the diamonds on the team and have them like co-run it with me. And then if there's any extra spots open, we can open it up to other people. And then eventually you guys can go ahead and run your own this way too. But so this is going to be our first time doing it. I think it's going to be really awesome. I've heard great things about it, so I'm really excited to use it. But that's how we're going to be running our next challenge group, which is on the 23rd of May. All right, next up, recognition for Summit, guys. So raise your hand if you're going to Summit. Oh, good. Lots of hands up. Awesome. All right, so guys, I just can't wait for this event. I cannot wait for you guys to get there, especially if this is your first one. But we have a couple qualification periods here. So if you want to get recognition you want to get on stage recognition, or you want to get recognized for being a diamond coach, next Thursday morning, however you wake up in the morning, is how you're going to be recognized for when you attend Summit. So I know there's a lot of coaches on this team that are looking to become diamond coaches, right? Or you're looking to become 1-star or 2-star. It needs to happen by next Thursday. So if you wake up Thursday morning and you're a paid diamond coach, then what's really awesome is that when you're at Summit, they put your name up on in the arena, in the stadium. You can see your name going around. Then as soon as you get there, they give everybody like certain badges to represent like your rank and just all your different qualifications. So you get a special one if you're a diamond coach. And guys, there's not a lot of diamonds in the company. So if you are a diamond now, or even if you're looking to get rank back, be proud of yourself and just make it happen, because it's really incredible if you have the potential and can get yourself to become a diamond coach. So that was it for the diamonds. If you are shooting to become a 1-star diamond coach and above, those people, you guys get to walk across the stage, which is awesome. And so if you are looking to become, let's just use 1-star diamond for example, you need to start your 6-week qualification period on Thursday morning. So you need to wake up as a 1-star qualifying coach and hold it for 6 full consecutive weeks in order for you to be official and then to be recognized as that rank once you get to Summit. So, I mean, it's awesome. Yeah, like Kelly said, she was there with me last year at Summit, and she had a diamond tag, and it's just so cool, guys. You'll know what I mean, but everyone should be pushing for this, because who doesn't like to get recognized, right? It just makes you feel good, pumps you up, gets you motivated. It's awesome. So those are the qualification deadlines. So for next week, so write it down, push yourself. You can do anything, guys, if you put your mind to it. Then I want to talk about the parties at Summit. So this is where it gets awesome, guys. So they're going to be having 2 parties. And Kelly and Lauren came with me last year to the Success Club party. Guys, you want to be at the Success Club party. This is where you'll see all the top leaders are there. You get to talk to them, get to know them a little bit. I mean, we got to talk to Amy Silverman. She's a number 3 coach in the entire network. We got to talk to Melanie Mitro. She's the number 1 coach. We met and saw Scotty Hobbs for a little bit. I mean, this is where you want to be, guys, so that you can get to know these people and then they can get to know you. And it's almost like a little like networking thing, but it's really exclusive. So in order to get there, you have to hit Success Club 10 this month and next month. All right. So who's going to be there with me this year? Awesome. Good. I can't wait, guys. It's so much fun. It's really, really a great time. So just make it non-negotiable, guys, for yourself that you're going to be there. You're going to hit Success Club 10 this month and next, and you're not going to make any excuses, because trust me, you're going to want to be there. If you're going all the way to Summit, guys, and you're traveling all that far, you want to be able to experience as much of it as possible. All right. So that's one of the parties. The next party is the Leader Ladder Party. So in order to attend this one, right, you have to be a paid diamond coach. So you have to be a paid diamond coach on the team. And you need to be a team leader. So in order to be a team leader, I'll just really quickly, run it down. Like I said, you need to be a paid diamond, and you need to have 4 coaches on your team, 4 personally sponsored coaches that have at least 1 Success Club point on the board. And that's pretty much how it is. So this, guys, is going to be an awesome party, because they are having a special concert in the arena for these people who are team leaders. That's so cool. They haven't released who it's going to be yet, but it's going to be a special concert just for these people. So work hard at it, make it happen, give it your all, and it's going to be a great time. All right, does anybody have any questions about any of that stuff coming up before I get going into anything here? I'll check the chat real quick.
Kathy.
Yes.
It's Tina. Hi.
Hi, Tina.
Hi. When you said that for the team leader party, you have to have 4 coaches that have 1 Success Club point on the board, you mean this month, or you mean like ever?
Yeah, it's for the month of it, right, Nick?
Yeah, there's more requirements to it.
Yeah, it's for the month of it. There's a couple other requirements too that I can't spout it off the top of my head. But I know that's like the main part of it. So yeah, for the month of Summit. So for July.
Oh, for July. Okay.
Yeah, for July. So I mean, it could be anybody. It could be, you could have, if you're running a spouse account, and you just get somebody signed up under him for Shakeology Home Direct. That's 1 point, or even just one person with a challenge pack, and then just help 3 of your other coaches, help them get other people started on their health and fitness journey too.
Okay.
You make that happen.
Okay.
Hope that cleared it up.
Yep. Thank you.
You're welcome. All righty, guys. All right. So I'm excited to talk to you guys tonight. What I'm going to do tonight is I am going to, I'm going to tell you guys my story from the very beginning, from 22 months ago. And I'm going to intertwine the things that I did that I think will be really great tips for you guys so that you can take your business to the next level and have really, significant growth and success in this business. So these are my tips, guys, that you're going to hear me talk about for moving fast, right? And when I say moving fast, I mean building a 6-figure income business in 1 year. That's moving fast. So you're going to learn all about how I grew this into a successful business, right? Exactly what I did. And you're going to learn that you guys can do it too. You guys can do it too. That I am literally no different than any of you guys. And that really all that it boiled down to was me becoming a master of the 3 vital behaviors. And when I say master of the 3 vital behaviors, what I mean by that is just you become a master at something by doing it more, by doing it a lot, by doing like a lot of it all the time. That's how you become a master of something. So for those of you guys who don't know me and who don't know my whole story, I'm going to give you a little bit of a background. So a lot of you guys probably know right now, right? I'm a stay-at-home mom. Landon will be 4 in June. Kirsten is 2 years and 4 months old. So they're 18 and a half months apart. So they're close in age and it's really, really busy. Before becoming a stay-at-home mom, I was a teacher for 8 years. I had my master's degree in special education. And, once I had Landon, I handed in my paperwork and became a stay-at-home mom because, for me, that's what I wanted to do. And it's not for everyone, but for me, that was always my dream. Growing up, my parents stayed home to raise me. Nick's parents stayed home. Our mom stayed home to raise him. And, we had wanted to do that for our kids too. So when I saw myself in the future, once I had kids, I only envisioned myself just being a stay-at-home mom with them. That's what I wanted to do. So I handed in my paperwork and I resigned from my teaching career, which was kind of scary after all the schooling I went through. So I did that, and we knew, guys, that things were going to be really tight for us financial-wise. Nick has a really great job. He's a senior project manager. He has a great job, but even though he had that great job, getting a high-paid salary, we still knew that we were going to have to make sacrifices and cut back at things. And so we were going crazy, guys, trying to make this work. I mean, Nick was doing his full-time job. He was also doing videography, photography, website development. He was creating a mobile app to pay for your food in restaurants. He was doing all this extra stuff to try to get extra money to keep us afloat. And I was also tutoring pretty much most nights. And I was also 35 pounds heavier than what I am now. And we realized that we were sinking really fast. We were severely struggling financially so bad that it makes me want to throw up, actually, when I think about how we were living. Like, it actually makes me nervous to talk about it because it was just so out of control. But we were pretty much living with our heads in the sand the whole time, just being like, it's going to be fine, things are going to work out, like hoping for some kind of miracle to happen, which, that doesn't happen. And so now I want you guys to just pretty much come back with me now, flash back and come back to the time when Kirsten was only 4 months old, right? She was 4 months old. Landon was 22 months old. And at that time, like I said, I was 35 pounds heavier. I had completely depleted our entire savings account because we were living off of one income while I stayed at home with the kids. We had racked up $35,000 of credit card debt because of this. And that was when we were pretty much faced with the reality where Nick sat down and said to me, you know, we can't swing it anymore. You're going to have to go back to your teaching career. Like you cannot stay at home. You know, that dream that you always had of you being home with the kids, like, isn't going to happen anymore. You're going to have to just go back to work. We can't do it. And I was like, oh my God, like, I cannot do that. I can't leave the kids after being home with them for so long. Like, I was like about to throw up. It makes me feel like I want to cry right now talking about it, but I'm not going to. But that's where I was, guys, when this opportunity like fell right in my lap. And to be honest, actually, when we first heard about this, Kirsten was only 1 month old, and Nick was a real skeptic about it. And so we didn't sign up. I didn't sign up for the first 3 months because, you know, he's the one with the MBA in entrepreneurship, and he, you know, ran 4 businesses on the side. And he was like, this is not a business. You cannot earn money. This is a total gamble. You know, your success is just as lucky as going to a casino and gambling. You know, you're not going to make any money off of this. We're going to lose money. This is so stupid. So for 3 months, I dragged my feet. And so it was at that point that I just talked about, where Kirsten was 4 months old and Landon was 22 months old, where I was faced with the reality that I'm going to have to go back to work and leave the kids. So that's where I was when this opportunity fell into my lap. And so, guys, I'm literally no different from you, like, at all. In any way, I am no different than you. People always ask me how I grew this so fast, how I have had so much success. And the truth is, guys, is that I was in sheer desperation mode. And honestly, when I came into this, you know, you see all these, the way that we're like living now, the things we've been able to do. I did not have big goals like that when I came into this at all. The thought of ever even replacing my teacher salary, that never crossed my mind. I never came into this being like, I want to replace my teacher salary. All I knew was that we were sinking by $1,000 every single month. We were going into the negative by that much. And I just wanted to be able to at least earn that amount every month to keep us afloat. Even though I knew my financial situation would still be totally screwed, that's all I wanted. Like, I did not have these humongous big goals that you hear me talk about now at all when I came into this. So we were sinking, like I said, by like $1,000 a month. And I just wanted to replace that. That's it. So my top 5 non-negotiables, guys, for building a fast and successful business, I'm going to go through them now, and then you're going to hear me talk about them more and weave them in as I, you know, go through the rest of the call with you guys. So my first one was, and these are the 5 things that I really truly believe helped me have success, and this is what got me to build a successful business. This is how it happened. So the first one is to be focused. All right, so I was really, really focused. I didn't waste time on anything else at all. I specifically spent all of my time talking to people. That's how I became a diamond in 11 days. That's how I became 2-star diamond in 55 days. It's because all I did was talk to people all night long. That's all I did. I never got distracted with workout videos, with pretty picture collages from, you know, PicMonkey and Canva. I never, you know, got sidetracked with other kind of trainings. I stuck to the basics of what I was told to do by our upline coaches, and I just did it. I didn't question it. I just did it. And I just talked to a ton of people, but I was really focused. I never wasted any time. The second non-negotiable that I had that worked was being disciplined. This business is actually really easy to build, guys. What's hard is being disciplined enough to actually sit down here at my little counter like I'm doing now every night and show up and put in the work. That's what's hard. So I was really disciplined every single day for the past 22 months. It boiled down to discipline. The third one is belief and confidence. So you have to have belief and confidence completely in check if you want to be the best coach that you can be. If you want to have the most success that you possibly can have, your belief and your confidence needs to be spot on. Otherwise, you're going to kind of struggle and you're going to stumble, and you might even stall out or go backwards in your business. The fourth one was the 3 vital behaviors. Every single day, consistently. Guys, you see my notebook, right? I've been posting on the page of like 30 invites every day. I'm not going to lie. I don't do 30 invites every single day. Sometimes there are days where like I'm sick or I'm not feeling well, or, you know, I just need to go to bed early. but I never miss those 3 vitals. So I may not invite 30 people that day, but I've still at least invited some people to it. Maybe I did 5 that day. Maybe I just did 3. Maybe I did 10. But I showed up and I did those things every single day, consistently. That's the key there. There was a time when I actually went away for a wedding a year and a half ago when my sister-in-law got married in Colorado. And for 4 days, there was no internet access. So I couldn't do anything for this business, literally nothing. And when I got back, guys, I felt that. My business felt that because it took me a good week and a half to get that momentum going again, because that's how this works. You know, you can't do it some days and then not do it others, or do it on the weekends and not do it during the week. Like, you need to do a little bit of it every day. And the last one, my last non-negotiable that I think has helped, was that I talked and told someone, even if it was just one person, about the business opportunity every single day. So even if it was just one person, I talked about it to somebody every single day. I still to this day do not let a day go by that I don't talk to someone about this and tell them about this opportunity. So because of the situation, guys, that I was in, right, I knew that I had to do something, and I knew I had to take this seriously. And I also knew that I had to treat this like a business. This could not be a hobby for me. This was not, let's just dip my toe in and see how this works out for us. It was like I had to jump all in and make this happen. And so it takes confidence, right, for this business to work. It takes a lot of confidence. You cannot be wishy-washy when you are talking to people, because if you're wishy-washy and you're unsure of yourself, of what you're trying to promote, of what we're doing, of what we stand for, people will sense that vibe from you. They will. Trust me. Even if you are just talking to people, you know, behind the scenes on the computer, people sense it. And so that confidence piece, guys, it was definitely, I have to say I was lucky. It was a strength of mine right from the beginning. It really was a strength of mine right from the beginning. I never once worried about reaching out to people and bothering them with this. I never even ever looked at it that way at all. Honest to God, and to this day, I don't. I never worried about annoying them. I never worried about bothering them. I truly believed that if I didn't talk to them, I was doing them a disservice. I truly believed that if I needed the help as a mom and had this weight to lose, and financially wise, that there were other people out there that needed this help. And I 150% believed with full confidence in this whole thing, like specifically at that point in time at the beginning, in the products, because I saw that they worked. And I believed that if everybody just gave Shakeology a chance and stuck to the 21-day fix for an entire month, that they would feel better than they've ever felt in their entire life, and that they would probably wish that they had started it 6 months ago. And so that's how I approached it when I talked to people. Like, I never worried about bothering them. So if you struggle in this area with confidence, like, you really have to get that in check. So I highly recommend reading the You Are a Badass book by Jen Sincero. And I know you guys have heard me talk about it before, and it's been recommended before, but you've got to get that in check. Your confidence, it's got to be there 100%. And the more, guys, that you talk to people, this is just how the business works. The more that you talk to people, the more confident you become, then the more competent you become, and then it just spirals out of control from there and gets better and better. It really is, the more you do it anyways, the more you talk to people, the easier it becomes and the more confident that you get. So learning is doing in this business. And so from the get-go, from day one, I jumped all in and just started talking to people about this. I also had that strong why, right from the beginning. So you'll hear people say all the time, right? Your why should make you cry. So for me, my why was the kids, right? And when I thought about having to leave them, when I thought about slacking on this business and having to leave them and miss out on what I always wanted to do, that was enough right there to make me want to crumble and just completely break. So I had that strong, deep-rooted emotional connection to the reason why this had to work, and I had it since the beginning. So I challenge you guys to sit down and really dig deep with what your why is. Like, what's your vision for your future? Why are you here right now? Why are you on this call right now? Why are you giving up your Thursday night, right, to be here? What is that reason? And you're going to need that to be a strong emotional connection to it, because when things get tough, guys, all right, the only thing that is going to keep you going in this business is your why. All right, it's going to be here the entire time, every single night you sit down to work, whether you want to or not, and you're going to be working towards it, and there's going to be stumbles and roadblocks and all this other junk, all right? But if you have a strong why, nothing is going to derail you or stop you. I can promise you that, because I know that, because I've lived it and I'm living it now. So what is your why? Really stop and think about it. And if you need help, talk to your upline coach, work with them. I can work with you and we'll figure it out. But what is your why? Is it strong enough to take you through the tough times? Is it really going to take you through the times that are hard, where you're struggling, when you're getting a ton of no's, when people are quitting? Is your why going to be powerful enough to take you through that? What are you here right now fighting for? Why are you here? And that desire for this to work, and that desire for you to want to create the best possible life for you and your family, guys, that has to trump everything, right? That's going to trump it all. This is no walk in the park for me, guys. I'm exhausted literally all the time. People think that as you move up the ladder and you get higher up, that it's easier and that you don't have struggles. And it's quite the opposite, okay? So I didn't get any luckier. Things are not any easier for me than they are for you, right? I'm just like you guys and anybody else in this business, and anyone can do this. I truly believe that. Before I got started on this journey, Nick and I, we used to put the kids to bed at 8 o'clock, right? Then we'd flop down on the couch. We'd sit under the blankets. I'd watch Walking Dead or Homeland and all that, and go to bed at like 10 o'clock. Wake up and I'd just repeat the same thing. Maybe I'd sit there and scroll on Facebook, looking at everybody else's life, seeing them go on vacations, watching the babies being born, weddings, all that stuff, And I gave that all up, guys, once I got into this, because I needed for this to work fast, right? I needed for this to work fast, and I did not have a choice. Like, there was no choice. There was no plan B. So I knew that I had to stay really focused on this business, which is why I set specific business hours. So if you don't have specific business hours, pencil them in and make it happen. Pencil those hours in, or whatever, 1 hour a day, and be really focused and disciplined during that time. So during naps, guys, that's when I did my work. During naps, and every single night when the kids would go to bed, I would sit right here at this exact counter, all right, and build my business. That was it. So, and I know it's hard sometimes too, guys, when you're in this business and you look around at other coaches, right, and you see what they're doing and all that stuff, guys. I'm telling you right now, it's just shiny objects and major distractions. It really is. Like, it's major distractions. You have to stay focused on the 3 vital behaviors. So I mastered that. That's all I did. Like, I literally mastered the 3 vital behaviors. You talk to as many people as you can all the time and tell them about this. You work with people, you become their friend, you try to help them. Because honestly, by not talking to them, like I said, you're doing them a disservice. You truly are. And that's not your job, guys, to keep this from people, right? Let that be their choice, whether they want to do this or not. But at least be proud enough to present this to them, because you know it can change their life in more than one ways. Whether they go for it or not, it's up to them. But don't keep that from them and take that control away from them. This is up to them, not you. So the only thing that is going to grow your business, guys, is talking to people. Talking to people and building relationships, period. Sounds simple, right? That is literally it, though. It is talking to people and building relationships, and that's what's going to build your business. It's literally all the stuff behind the scenes, guys, that you don't see any of the other successful coaches doing. It's not the workout video or the Canva picture that came out really pretty. It's not the ad that you might see from a top coach in the company. It is all behind the scenes in private messages, building relationships. That's it. So you can't just put a post up and, think that you're going to get 10 people to join you. It's all behind the scenes. So I also made sacrifices, right? Because let's be realistic, guys, right? If you're looking to change anything in your life, right, and you want to improve and accomplish something in your life that you haven't done yet, with that comes sacrifices. So I gave up some things. You know, I got less sleep. I stopped watching TV. I stopped scrolling on Facebook. I basically got rid of anything that would take away time that I could build this business. Anything that was going to be wasting my time, I took away. The one thing I never sacrificed was the time with my kids, because I gave up my job and my career, my teaching career, to be home with them every day. So when I was with them, I am with them. 100% I am with them. And that's why my business hours are all at night and don't start until like usually 8:30 at night. So think about that now, right? Like, what can you give up, guys? And the one thing you got to remember is it's all temporary sacrifices. I'm not asking, or no one's telling you to give up all these things you love, but do you really need 3 hours of TV every single night? What can you just cut back a little bit on, right? So that you can prioritize with the business if that's one of your priorities. So, I mean, really, that's what it boiled down to for me, prioritizing the things in my life that were important to me. So for me, this business and building this business and me having to have this work so I could be home with my kids was way more important than me sitting on the couch watching Homeland all night long with Nick. Do you think, though, that I really wanted to sit down and really work all night long? Like, at the end of the day, after being with the kids, it was so exhausting. I was tired. I had a headache. I mean, of course, I would have much rather have curled up in a ball on the couch under a blanket and just watch TV all night long. But it was either I choose to do that and go back to work, or I choose to put in, make some temporary sacrifices now to build this business so that I could be home with them. And so the video that really did it for me, and for those of you guys who have been a coach with me for a long time, you guys know, you hear me talk about Scotty Hobbs all the time. I love him. You guys should follow him on Facebook. He's an incredible coach. And what happened was I stumbled across his sacrifices video. So go to YouTube if you're serious about this and you really want to build a big business, you have big dreams. Doesn't matter if you want to move super duper fast. Check out his video called Sacrifices by Scotty Hobbs. And when I watched that video, just something clicked in my brain and I was like, this is it. I got one life. I'm going all in. I am not half-assing anything. And that's how I've been since day one. So I recommend that you guys check out that video because it really, I don't know, it just hit home for me, and it helped me kind of take things to the next level. All right, so I wasn't doing anything special, guys, when I sat down to do my work. When I come and sit down here every single night, I wasn't doing anything special. There was no secret sauce. There was no magic. There's no like, what is she doing? Like, I don't understand it. It literally was me mastering the 3 vital behaviors. I invited like you wouldn't believe, right? Like you see. That's how I was able to hit such high Success Club numbers my first 6 months, right? Of like Success Club 40, 50, 60 combined. It was all because you saw my notebook, it was massive amounts of invites. It's just a numbers game, guys. Because honestly, hitting Success Club in this business is actually the easiest thing to do. If you're doing your 3 to 5 invites every day, if you're just doing 3 to 5 invites every single day and being religious with that, it's a no-brainer that you're going to hit Success Club by the end of the month. It's a numbers game. It just will happen, right? So I was just doing it. Whatever was recommended, whatever Keith Callahan told me to do, I was quadrupling the number. So when they say invite 3 to 5 people every day, I was inviting like 30, like you saw in my notebook, right? So I just invited, I would follow up, I did my personal development, I was proof the product worked, and I was consistent with that every single day. That's the key word, guys. You can't go like crazy and send out like 30 invites one day, 2 days and 3 days, and then for the next 5 days be like, well, I did 30 invites those days, so I'm good. I can take like 5 days off. You still have to do a little bit every single day. That's just how this business works if you want to see it grow. So like I said, I didn't get lucky. It's not easy for me. And literally, that's what I did for the past 22 months. And I remember listening to Keith Callahan. And I just remember him in my Coach Basics. He had a call that he did. And he's like really successful. So, you know, he's in our upline, guys. He's in the Millionaires Club. He's been doing this for a little over 4 years now. I think maybe 5 years. Really successful, super inspiring, motivational guy. You should follow him if you don't. But I specifically remember him having a call. with us. It was our Coach Basics call, and he said, you want to have success in this business? Do the 3 vital behaviors every single day. Well, there's a 4th one now for recognition, but at the time, do the 3 vital behaviors every single day. Invite, follow up, do 10 minutes of personal development, post your journey on social media, be proof the product works. Do that every single day and hit Success Club 10, and you will build a successful business. So why would I question that, right? This guy was in the freaking Millionaires Club. He changed his entire whole life around. So I'm like, well, okay, I'm going to listen to this guy, right? I'm not going to try doing all this other crap. I'm going to do what he's telling me to do. And that's what I did. I didn't overthink it. It was just those basic things every single day, no matter what. So I also, here's a tip for you guys too. I also never took no for an answer from people. So when I say I never took no, I wasn't a jerk about it to people. I'm going to explain it to you. What I've learned through experience is that when people tell you no, when you're inviting someone, when someone says no to you, it boils down to 2 things. It's either they don't really understand what you're even inviting them to or what this is all about, or it really just is not the right time for them. So when someone would tell me no, I would always dig deeper. I found that if you dug deeper, you would have a lot more success, and it showed that you really cared about them, right? So when someone would tell me no, I would say, hey, listen, if you don't mind me asking, what makes you not interested right now? I might be able to help you out, or I might be able to help you explain this so that you understand it a little bit better. Is it a time concern? Maybe it's a motivational concern, a financial concern. What's going on here? Let me help you out here. And if people would tell me that it was a motivational concern, I've tried so many things in the past. I've never had success. I start and I stop. It's impossible. I just don't want to fail at something else again. That's when I talk about our challenge groups, and I talk to them about how helpful it was for me, and I talk to them about how that is the key to your success in this, on your health and fitness journey, is that you're in this group with all these people cheering you on. You're all in the same place, working towards a common goal. It's impossible to fail when you have that support. So I'll talk that up a lot. And then they're really intrigued by that, right? If they say that it is a time concern, then you know what? I have a ton of people that just start this journey. I talk to them and say, listen, I totally understand. I have a lot of people in the same exact situation as you, where they just don't have the time. Why don't we focus on getting your nutrition on track first? Let's focus with getting your nutrition on track first, right? We can set you up with a good nutrition plan. We can get you drinking your superfood shake, your Shakeology, get you feeling good, and you can start there. And just so you know, the workouts are only 30 minutes, and if you can't fit that in, we even have workouts that are only 10 minutes, and if you really just don't have any extra time at all, we'll just stick with the nutrition plan, and then when the time allows, you can start to incorporate the workouts in. And people are all for that, because everyone needs help with their nutrition, and I need help with that. So I would do that. And then if people would say that it was a financial concern, that's when I always talked about the business opportunity and would tell them that, hey, this might be a good opportunity here for you to earn a little bit of extra money. You can get a couple friends on board with you maybe who might want to do this with you, and you can actually get the commission that will cover your cost. So your product will actually be free for you. And I'll talk about that. Granted, there are a lot of people that obviously it's just not the right time for them, but the most important thing is that you've dug deeper for them. You've helped them understand it, and then you continue to be a friend with them. So I continued to stay in contact and be a friend to these people no matter what. Even if they said no, even if they never ever signed up with me, I'm continuing these relationships with these people all the time. So that's a really good tip for you guys. Also too, I knew, I really, really knew when I first came into this, that I was going to make this work. There was no doubt at all. I knew I had to do it. Going back to work, like I said, was not an option. So I wholeheartedly believed that I was going to make it with this, that I was going to do it. It was going to happen. I had that belief. I had that confidence right from the beginning that any of you guys on this call or anybody in the network can have, right? So I had all that. Anyone can do this. It's really what it boils down to. And what it boils down to is a decision. You have to make the decision to have that belief and confidence in yourself. And like I said, I was also desperate to make this work, which is why I moved so fast. And honestly, guys, Fast is really, really fun. Now, I'm not talking about going at crazy astronomical speeds like I am. I'm just talking about when your business is growing, when you are helping other people get started on their health and fitness journey and you're signing them up, when you're bringing on new active coaches to your team who are excited and energized and passionate about this, when you're watching your income grow, when you're hitting Success Club, that's when you're having success, and that's when it's fun, right? What sucks is when you're really not bringing on anybody to join your team, when you're not helping anybody get started on their health and fitness journey, when you're not hitting Success Club, when your income is not growing, when people are quitting, when you're getting a ton of no's. That sucks, guys. And this business is all about momentum, right? It's all about moving forward, helping people get started on their health and fitness journey, building your team, and that's when it becomes really awesome, crazy fun. So decide right now, guys, and there's no right or wrong answer, but decide right now if you want this to be a hobby or if you want this to be a business. Just really decide and commit to it, because whatever one you want is how you are going to be rewarded. Treat this like a hobby and it will reward you in ways that a hobby will. Treat this like a business, as if you took a $500,000 loan out to open up your own business, and it will reward you in ways that a business would reward you. So make that decision, and there's no right or wrong answer, all right? It's what works for you and your family. That's the beauty of this business. It can be anything that you want it to be. There's no right or wrong answer. You don't have to do what I do. You don't have to follow your friend on the team. You don't need to follow another friend in the company. You just do you with what you want for your family, and you just go get it, right? And you don't let anybody get in your way. So also ask yourself too, are you truly happy with where you are right now in your life? Like, are you really 110% happy with the way that you're living your life right now? Would you be happy doing this, doing whatever you're doing until the day that you retire? And there's a lot of people that are happy doing with what they're doing. And you know what? That's awesome. Good for you guys who are super happy, because that's great, and that's how life is meant to be. You're meant to be passionate. You're meant to wake up every day with that excitement to do what you love. So if you found that, guys, that's awesome, and you're doing the right things, and keep doing it. And this will be a hobby for you guys, and could turn into more, who knows, right? But at least you know you're on the right path. For those of you who aren't really happy, guys, this is your vehicle that could get you to accomplish those things in your life and do those things that you never even imagined possible, if you allow it to. Because the truth of the matter is, guys, that with your success in this business, it really just boils down to, it is 100% mindset, confidence, and belief followed up with action. That's it. You can have all the belief in the world, guys, but if you aren't showing up, putting in the action, nothing's going to happen. And vice versa. You could be showing up every single day, inviting. You're like, what the heck is going on? Like, no one's signing up. I don't know what's happening. If you don't have that belief, that's where you're going to start to struggle. So you got to have that confidence and belief and that mindset, and then follow it up with the action. Did I have naysayers, guys, along the way? People always ask me about this, you know. Did I have naysayers along the way, right? Did I have people who were my biggest critics, who were actually family members and some of my closest friends? Oh my God. Absolutely, guys. You better believe it. It was all there. I went through all that. But to be honest, guys, that made me want to work even harder. Like, seriously, nothing got me more pumped up, and nothing got my, fire going inside more than hearing someone laugh about what I was doing, mock something that I was doing, knock it down, or say that I couldn't do it. Because I knew where I was going with this, and I knew what I was going to accomplish, and I knew they were all watching, and I couldn't wait for them to just sit on the sidelines and watch it happen, because it's happening, and it's going to continue to happen. And so if you're in that situation, or you're going to have it happen, don't let other people control your life, guys, right? You got this one life. No one else is in control of your life and the direction that it goes except for you. You call the shots. You call the deals. You guys have the pen to see how the rest of your life pans out. No one else but you. So don't let anybody get in your way and stop you or slow you down. Also, too, I became a sponge, guys, right? And I still am a sponge, and absorbed anything and everything that I could get my hands on that would help me become a better coach or a better leader. And I still do that to this day. I'm constantly looking for ways to grow and become better because I want to, and you have to. And you have to be willing to grow if you want to be able to grow your business and grow your team. You have to be willing to work at that. So I'm always learning. So that PD, guys, that I'm talking about, that people kind of push aside and think that you don't need, you need it. You will only get yourself so far in this business, and then you will literally flatline if you are not doing personal development. It's really crucial to your growth. And I'm not talking crazy amounts of time, but I would just do 10 minutes a day. And I started with a Slight Edge. So raise your hand if you guys read the Slight Edge or are reading it now. All right, yeah, it is the most important book that you will ever read. You need to read it. It's all about this business. And it talks all about how those small little things that you're going to be doing every day that seem so insignificant, like they seem like they're not doing anything. It's those little things, how they compound over time. So I started with that. I was constantly watching YouTube videos from other coaches in the network. I still do that to this day. Constantly, I am watching other YouTube videos from top coaches in the company to learn from them, to become better. Podcasts, audiobooks, I mean, you name it, guys, and I'm listening to it. As a matter of fact, sometimes when Nick and I have our date night, we will sit down on the couch, we'll make our drink, and we'll sit there and we will watch Melanie Mitchell, some YouTube video from her. When we were decorating the house for Christmas, I had on Bonnie Engel's call, which is where I learned that tip about posting about overcoming objections on social media for other people. So any chance I could get to learn more and become better, I took advantage of all the time. We were in South Carolina last summer, and Nick and I were actually out on a date night, right? We were going out to dinner, and Liz was going to be doing a call, and I didn't want to miss it at all. So we walked down the pier, we did a quick little walk, we went to the car, I spent an hour listening to the team call, and then I went back out. Because that's how serious I was about this, and I wanted to become better and learn from the people who were already having success, right? So, and then this whole time too, guys, and this is an important point that I want to say, you know, you tend to look to like other people who are, you know, might be a little bit above you, right, in the company to get better because you want to get better. You're not going to look down, right? You're going to look up. So I never, ever compared my chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 10. So if like I am right now where I am and I'm looking at like Lindsay Matway or, you know, because that's the direction I want to go in. I want to move up, up, up. I'm not comparing where I am now to Keith Callahan. I'm not comparing where I am now to Liz Harkey, who's been doing this for over 4 years. I don't. I just keep it in the back of my mind that this is what's possible with this opportunity. And I get excited about it and I get inspired by them and it motivates me. So never compare yourself to other people. Use it as a source of inspiration. And I also understood too, guys, that things were not going to happen with this business overnight, right? Because you're building a business, things take time. But if you stayed the course, and if I just stayed the course and I did what Keith Callahan told me to do, the vital behaviors, Success Club 10, day in and day out, month after month, I knew that if I did that, and I knew that if I put others first and helped the team and helped the people on my team and always put them first, that you'll get everything in life that you want. It's like that Zig Ziglar quote, right? You help enough people get what they want and you'll get what you want. All that stuff, guys, if you put your team first and you truly try to help the people on your team, right? The whole thing with like ranked, Success Club, moving up, income going up, I mean, it just happens naturally because you're putting others first. Like you're not forcing it, like I gotta get these challenge packs, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, like you're helping them. So in turn, it will help yourself naturally and it's not forced, right? So finally, guys, after doing this business every single day for 22 months, well, not for 22 months, that's where I am now, but when I started doing it every single day, I started to finally see the compound effect happen that you hear everybody talk about, right? This is where the whole trusting the process comes into play, right? Trust the process because there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, there's going to be discouraging times. And people think that, you know, to get to success, right, it's just a straight shot up when really it's a big cluster, you know what, to get there, right? There's ups, you drop way down, you go back up, you learn from it, you become better. That's just how it is, right? But I knew that if I stayed the course and I listened to what these other successful people in the business were telling me to do, that it would happen. So finally, guys, after finally at 7 months in, what I was earning with Beachbody was replacing my teacher salary. When I left my 8-year career, which was a pretty good salary because I had been doing it in a town that was paying a good amount, and I had my master's. So finally it exceeded that. And that was like, whoa. Then I kept going. And by month 12, my 1-year mark, that's when I was earning 6 figures. By 15 months in, I was finally able to pay off all of my credit card debt, guys. Because do you know how discouraging it was, guys? I just want you to think about this for a second. I had $35,000 of credit card debt. Can you imagine coming and sitting down at this counter every single night for 3 to 4 hours, knowing that all the money that you are making, you can't even save it? That it's going towards a freaking credit card. All right? That, I'm not going to lie, was hard. It was really hard because I was busting my butt and it was all going towards a card. And I was just so angry sometimes, right? But finally, by month 15, I was able to finally pay all of that off and be done with it and have no credit card debt. And then from there going forward, was able to finally be able to grow a savings account, which was crazy for us because like I mentioned at the beginning of the call, I was going negative $1,000 every month before this. We didn't have any money saved up. So now it's growing. And then I eventually was out earning Nick, and now guys, we have plans to move to Hawaii next year. And we're going to bring my parents with us. And I have all these plans, guys, for the future, for our family. Things that haven't even happened yet. But you know what? I know they're going to happen. Like, I know it. There's not a question in my mind, no matter what happens. I know it's going to happen and that we're going to be living that life that I'm dreaming of and that I'm talking about all the time and that I'm working so hard to accomplish every single day. So do you guys know? Do you guys have that same belief in yourself, in your journey? This takes time, guys. Not 6 months. Let me go back. Not 3 months. Not 6 months. Not 1 year. Show me your 5-year plan, guys, of where you want to be. And you stick with it. People think way too short term with this business. But people go to college, right? You go to college and you stay there for 4 years to get a degree for something and you're not even guaranteed a job at the end of it, but you do it anyways. And guess what? When you look back on that time, didn't those 4 years in college go by like super fast? I mean, when I look back on college, I'm like, geez, that flew by. Like that went by really fast. Or even if you didn't go to college, you have kids at home, right? Think about when they were little, if they're older now, or when they were born, you're like, geez, that went by fast. Imagine what you could accomplish with this business in that amount of time. Crazy things, guys. So before becoming a coach, if I had looked back, right? If I had looked back, I could have said that I was living a good life, that things were going good. But what I realized is that you only have one shot at life, guys. That things just shouldn't be just good. Life is not meant to be just bumping along on the road, letting life happen. Take ownership of your life, right? Take ownership of this one life that you are given. And that's what I realized when I got into this. That's why I talk about how life-changing Beachbody has been from us. It's not just financial-wise. That's like the last thing on my mind. It's more about what it's done to me internally, how I think, and how it's got me to realize that this is your one shot at life and you deserve the best life. And you know what? I want my kids to learn that too. I'm not saying that they're going to go off and become Beachbody coaches. They can be whatever they want to be, whatever they're passionate about, whatever's going to light their fire, whatever they're going to be happy to do. But I want them to learn and to know that you have this one chance, guys. Don't just settle, right? Go out there and make it the best life. No one else is going to change your situation right now but you. You are in full control. Don't let life just happen to you. And you can do all this too, guys. You really can. And I believe in you guys seriously so much. And I truly believe with like 150% shout out without that anybody who comes into this business can have success with this. And that the only way that you will ever fail at this business is if you stop and do nothing or quit. That's it. So if you can promise yourself that you're not going to stop, you're not going to quit, and you're not going to do anything, then good. 2 thumbs up for you guys because you're going to have success. And so I like to kind of close out with this analogy, and some of you guys may have heard it before, but it's kind of like, I think of this business opportunity and this whole journey that we're on, right? As I relate it back to the 4x1 race. And when I was in high school and college, I ran the 4x1 race and I loved it. It was like my race. It was my favorite race. I was so great at that race and I loved it. And so we would all line up around the track, right? 4 of us. And the first person would have the baton in their hand, right? And then the gun would go off and it would be like, right? And the first person would run like super fast as they could go. And then they would hand the baton off to somebody. The next person would run. They'd run as fast as they could go. They'd hand it off and the whole way around, right? Till the race is done. Guys, this business opportunity is that baton. You guys have all been handed the baton. It's in your hand right now. And you got to run your race. And you're not going to look around at other people. And you're not going to compare yourself. You're going to keep your head down. You're going to run your race. You're going to run it as fast as you can, as best you can. And you're going to hand it off to other people, guys. And that's going to be your team. You're going to hand this opportunity off to other people. So I hope that you guys choose, okay, going forward, to run your own race, hand that baton off to people, never compare yourself, and no matter how long you've been in this business for, guys, I don't care if you're a brand new coach or you've been in this for over a year, starting from today, from 1 year from now, if you wanted to build this into a 6-figure income business, you could do that. It is 100% possible. So anyways, I am done for the night. And if anybody has any questions about anything in particular or, specific, you can go ahead and unmute yourself. I'm going to check the chat, see if I missed anything. Yeah, you guys can come visit. Hopefully you guys will have like houses all over the world too. And we could just all go see each other. Let me see here. So does anybody have anything specific that like maybe they're struggling with, tips that they need? And guys too, I say this on all the other calls that I speak on. You do not need to work my speed to build a successful business. You do not need to sit down every single night and work for the amount of time. That's what I had to do because I was in sheer desperation mode, okay? You can build a successful business. You can build a 6-figure income earning business over time, even just on one solid focused hour. If you're doing the 3 vital behaviors every day, if you're hitting Success Club 10 every month, if you are doing personal development, and if you are bringing on active coaches every single month. So don't feel like you need to go this speed to have success because that's not the case. If you look at the people in Drop the Cookie, all these people, guys, they started around the same time as me. Natalie Bailey, Meredith Kelly, Colleen Eddy, they're all making really good amount of income right now. And it's because they stayed consistent with those things every day. Do you have a question, Nicole?
I do, yeah, sorry.
No problem.
My question is, if you're doing the daily activity and you're consistently putting people in as customers or coaches, I get that you spend obviously a majority of your time with your coaches, right? I mean, because they're the ones that are going to run with you and that are like-minded, but what about your customers? How much time do you set aside to really coach those people? Do you do it all within your challenge group, or are you scheduling time with these people?
Yeah, see, so, excuse me. I actually enroll everyone in the system as coaches. This is how I was taught. So this is what I have always done. So but I'll explain anyways what I do with people who aren't like working the business. So if you're a brand new coach on the team, I mean, this is how I was taught and this is what I do. And I like the way I do it. So I actually enroll everybody in as a coach, even if they don't want to be like an active coach like us and build a business. Because number one, if they really love the Shakeology, right, going forward, which most people do, they want to do it for a good 3 to 4 months, right? So if they love it going forward, they get it 25% off. And they also get anything else 25% off. So I'm all about saving people money. And I've actually had people come to me and switch to me because the person they were signed up with never told them that they could save money. And they actually got really angry about that because they were paying like $30 more a month for this. So I always give people the option of what they want to do. And most people usually always say they want to go in as a coach, as long as they know that they don't need to promote any of the products and that they can just take the discount. So I do it for that reason. I also do it for another reason too. I do it in hopes that they will love the programs and products so much that they will go on to become active coaches in the future, which a lot of my challengers from the past, they're active coaches. You know, Tina, she's one of them. I don't know if she's still, yeah, she's still there. she was a challenger and now she's a diamond coach on the team, you know? So you're going to find a lot of these challengers in time are going to love this stuff so much that they're going to go on to be like some of like your greatest coaches on the team. I also do it too because it builds up your organization. That's how I was able to get to diamond in 11 days. I was enrolling everybody as a coach.
Right.
So, I mean, when you're doing that. And so then I probably only really ever enrolled out of the 22 months I've been doing this, like maybe 5 to 7 people as customers. And it was only because they didn't want to put in their social security number. So what I do is, like, first of all, like with the team and stuff, it's really always important that you make sure that you are putting 80% of your time into like your business and 20% onto your active coaches. That's pretty much like the rule of thumb, because what can happen is sometimes people get like their first few active coaches and it's like, yes, I got my team. And they put all their time and energy into those 3 people. And let's just be realistic. Most people quit. So if you're putting all that time and energy into just those people who you think are your runners are going to go with you the whole way, and you're not out there doing the vital behaviors and you're not bringing on new active coaches every month, all of a sudden those 3 people that you have quit and you're left with no one. And it's really discouraging. So always keep 80% on building your business and 20% on your team. With people who are just challengers, I just kind of have a schedule where usually it's every Sunday night. I check in with all of them and just say like, hey, how's it going? How are things going? Do you need any help with anything? How do you like the shake? At the beginning, when I only had like 10 people signed up, I was able to stay in like much more closer contact. And then as the team grew bigger, I had to get a lot more structured with my time. So
that's finding.
Yeah.
With those people all the time, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And so like, I'll try to pop into, the challenge groups that they're in and I'll comment on their specific post or make sure to like it, or I'll send them a private message after I see them post and say, hey, awesome picture. Like you're looking great. Like keep it up. When they first place their order, like I stay in really close contact with them like the first 5 days, like I'll say to them, hey, listen, I can't wait for your things to come in. So make sure to send me a message as soon as you get it so I can help you figure out a really good shake recipe. So I stay in really close contact with them at the beginning to make sure that they love the Shakeology, because I just have found that if people don't like it, it's usually just because they just haven't found the right recipe for them. Like I do not believe it when I hear people say, I don't like Shakeology. Like I just don't buy it. It's because they didn't find the right recipe for them with the right ingredients. And so that's my number one goal, is to work with them on that. And then going forward, I just set aside that 1 day a week. And then I just always encourage them too, to make sure that they can reach out to me anytime they want. Yeah, you're welcome. Good question though. It can get overwhelming.
I just don't want to let anybody down, like I always feel like I need to be their source of motivation. And
Yeah.
So that's my struggle, is I have no problem doing, follow-ups and connecting. It's really just finding the time when they're not reaching out to me to, find the time and try to find what motivates them. So.
Yeah. And it's honestly too, like I kind of keep the same rule of thumb with my challengers as I do, active coaches when I'm building a team and stuff like that. I mean, you can't, like there's going to be people who are going to join to get healthy and, they have these big goals and then they just don't commit to it, so it's like you can't force them. So it's like, I look at it as like, we're here to provide them with, they have all the tools to succeed, right? They have the nutrition plan they can follow. They have the Shakeology, they have their workout DVDs, they have the challenge group, they have you to check in for motivation and extra support, to help guide them and help them get over any struggles that they're having. But at the end of the day, it's like, you can't be in the house with them preparing their meals, making sure they're getting their work. You know what I mean? It's like they have to be disciplined enough to want it and to want to change enough on their own. So otherwise you can go crazy trying to like get people. Yeah.
I do have another question, but I can wait if somebody else wants to ask their question.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You can go ahead while you're off mute.
Okay. So I've been doing my power hour. I guess it's more than an hour throughout the day. I don't know. I don't really do an hour. I just do it all day.
Yeah.
But my question is I'm connecting with new people every day, kind of sorting through people that I have mutual relationships with and friending them. And when they accept the message, I thank them and I say I connected with you because, I'm friends with so-and-so and she's a great person and I just like to connect with, people that I have mutual relationships with. But I guess my question to you is, some people respond and say, hey, awesome, nice to connect with you. I'm excited to see your post. And then other people, nothing. Do you still at some point connect and just say, hey, you did a little quick intro, thanks for accepting my friend request, and they don't say anything? Do you still invite them or do you just leave it alone?
Oh yeah, I invite everyone and anyone.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm just wondering. I'm like, if it's crickets, do you even say?
Yeah. I mean, usually, to be honest, people need to hear from you. It works out to about 5 to 7 times before they actually decide and are ready for a change. And so that's why just that first initial message is never enough. And usually all the magic happens in the follow-up. And even if it's 3 months later, 6 months later, but actually when I'm getting new friendships going and stuff, I actually never just reach out and say, hey, I'm connecting with you from so-and-so. I usually I start spending a lot of time focusing on their private wall, and I'll spend a lot of time just liking their posts, commenting on their posts, and then I'll specifically wait and look for something that really kind of strikes home for me that I can send them a message about, that I can connect with. And then usually when I'm talking to them, I literally just pretend like I'm at a party with meeting this new person for the first time. And so I will just start asking them questions oh, hey, I see you have kids. How old are they? Oh, that's so great. Yeah, my 2 are 4 and 2. Are you a stay-at-home mom or do you work? I start asking all these questions, and then I specifically set myself up for them to reciprocate and ask me what I do. So if you say to someone, hey, so what do you do? Are you a stay-at-home mom too, or do you have a job? They'll answer, and then they'll tell you what they do, and then they'll say, oh, what do you do? And that gives me a chance to kind of be oh, well, yeah, I'm a stay-at-home mom too, but I'm actually a health and fitness coach. It's a lot of fun. I used to be a teacher. It's one sentence I say. And then they're kind of intrigued by it. So I kind of purposely set it up so that it ends up working out in my favor, so they reciprocate and ask me. And then, even if people don't reach out to me or don't write back to me, I'll still send them an invite,
Okay.
But,
Cool.
yeah, the way that I always make sure to spend a lot of time usually talking with them. You know what I mean? That's usually how
I do that too, but I just wondered if you get nothing, then I guess how far do you push it, or how soon do you invite? It's a skill you have to learn over time. I get that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask.
Yeah, even if I get nothing, I still will message them, and I'll still say hey, listen, I'm not trying to be a pain in the butt, but I'm working on my next challenge group, and I'm not sure if you're looking for any help at all with your health and fitness.
Right.
But if you were, I'm actually going to be running a 21-day support and accountability group. Did you want to hear anything about it? I still have a couple spots left.
Yeah.
That's how I approach it now. I don't say anything about 30-minute workouts anymore like I used to. I've kind of tweaked it a little bit, and then talk more about that when they say that they're interested in hearing more about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Hope that helped. All right, let me scroll back up here. We had some other questions at the top here. Angela says, should we add people who were in the sneak peek this week? Yeah, the people who were in the sneak peek, I would reach out with all of them and just say hey, how'd you like the sneak peek? Be honest. Did you get a chance to get in there and check out all the videos? If not, I wanted to let you know our team is having a 1-hour coaching blitz. So it's just from 9 to 10 on Sunday night. And it's going to be just the same thing, no strings attached, but you're going to learn everything in 1 hour. Do you want me to add you to it? So that's what I do. And like I said, I try to add in as many people as possible, because for every 10 people I add in, 1 person usually signs up to become an active coach on the team. Maybe 2 if I'm really lucky. So it really is a numbers game. Just 2 people, it's kind of I don't know. The more the better. All right, anything else here? Let me see. Are the badges for lifetime rank? Yes. The badges at Summit are for lifetime rank. Yep. Okay. Oh, shoot. I just snapped a nail right off. Oh. All right, let's see here.
Kathy, do you see Jessica's question she had about time management?
Yes, I think that's what I'm reading right now. Yes, let me read that over. Thank you. Keep me on track, Kelly. This is what I need. Organization. This is what I'm lacking in my life, guys.
Just making sure.
Oh, let's see. One of the things I'm struggling with is at the time after the kids go to bed is the only time I have to make eye contact and talk with my husband. Yeah. Can you talk a bit about how you and Nick are nurturing your relationship with each other while you are balancing little kids in this business? Yeah. Well, it is really hard. I'm not going to lie. So what happened is once Nick started to really see that this could be something big, like my first month as a coach, guys, I earned $1,400. My first full month as a coach, that's how much I earned because I was blowing it up with challenge packs and stuff. So Nick was kind of like, all right, this is obviously going to turn into something. So I really think that him having the entrepreneurial background with businesses and knowing that it takes time, you have to show up every day and work at it, and being really realistic helped our situation. And so we both kind of like sat down and had an agreement, and we just said, all right, we're going to give ourselves one date night. That's what we did. And we still do, guys. It's one date night. And we said, all right, we're going to just, instead of, we put the kids to bed at night. This is usually what it is. We put the kids to bed at night. And it was probably for the first 8 months. It was pretty much maybe 7 months. It was me doing this all by myself. We put the kids to bed at 8:30. Nick would come downstairs and I would come downstairs. And instead of us both cleaning up the house in the big crazy crap storm that it was and putting the dishes away and doing all that stuff, he came up with the idea actually all on his own that it makes way more sense for him to do that stuff, because me putting the laundry away and doing the dishes and picking up the house wasn't going to build my business. It wasn't going to earn us the income that we needed for me to be able to keep staying home with the kids. So he started to do all that stuff, and I would sit down and work on the business. And like I said, we would do one night every single week, which was usually Saturday nights, where I didn't do anything for the business, and Saturdays and Sundays were pretty much family days. But Sunday nights, I would still get back to work and do this. And we just made the decision that this was really important to us. Like, we were really, really serious about it. And we knew that it was just temporary, and that eventually, so in like a year from now, when we move to Hawaii, I'll be able to spend every night with him doing what we want to do, So we were kind of willing to give it up that way. So, I mean, you don't have to sit down at your counter every single night and do what I did and work for 3 hours until you go to bed. But it's definitely nice to have that alone time at night without the kids there, so where you can be really focused and there's no distractions. You don't need to prepare anybody food. There's no diapers to be changed. I mean, you can really, really bang it out and be focused, because that's the only time that you have to really build this business, right? So, I mean, I would recommend just coming up with a plan. It's always really good to communicate with your spouse, and be focused and not just have your head buried in your phone 24/7, because that causes conflict and a lot of problems on the home front. So sit down with them and just kind of talk to them and come up with a plan together. Like, all right, let's do this. Why don't we do this? I'm going to put the kids to bed, and I'm going to come down and I'm going to work on this business every night for an hour. Then we can sit down and watch our show, or an hour and a half, and then I can watch the show. So just come up with a compromise, because the whole thing is that you guys want this to be fun for you, and you want it to work naturally, and you want it to fit into your schedule. Like, it shouldn't be like a chore for you. It shouldn't be like, damn, now I got to sit down and invite and do the 3 vitals. It should be something that you look forward to, kind of like your everyday routines that you do. Like when you get in your workout, like you're going to get in your workout. It's 30 minutes and it's done. Same thing with this business. You're going to fit it into your life, into your schedule with however it works, and you're going to do it. And when it's done, it's done. And just stay focused with it. And just keep in mind, like, just do what's going to build your business. Like, do the things that are going to build your business, and stay out of the team pages. Check in once and leave until the next day. I don't know if that helped, but it really does boil down to just a compromise. And it is really hard. Like, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's definitely the hardest time of my life since doing this business, because you're with the kids all day long. It is exhausting, like so tiring. All you do want to do is go to bed really when they go to bed, but it's been so worth it, and it's been so rewarding. And I'm not going to have to work like this forever. Like, it's just temporary. So that's what keeps me going. I don't know if that helped. All right, good. Okay, let's see. This was putting a strain on my marriage. Yeah, you have to find the balance. I mean, if you're going to work and you're at work all day long, it's the same exact thing. I mean, you can't work on this business during the day. The only time that you have is at night. And so a lot of husbands and spouses or whatnot aren't going to be cool with you sitting down doing this all night long, right? You got to have a good compromise, and there definitely has to be a balance, right, between your home life, job, and this. So it's different for everyone. And like I said, it all depends on what your goals are with this business and what you're hoping to accomplish, right? When I was hitting Success Club. Okay, I already answered that question. Okay. Is that everything? Wait. Yeah, Kelly said, I can tell you all that Nate did not understand, but I asked him to sit down with me and we came up with a plan together. He felt better being involved, and I would put my phone away and spend time with him. I might spend a half hour or hour at night working and then a half hour or hour with him. Yeah, exactly. It's like, you guys will have so much more success if you and your spouse are in agreement and come to a compromise with when you're going to work on this business, because this is long-term, guys. Carrie, I could do this all day, every day. I know. Tell me about it. I know. Imagine that, guys. I always think that. I'm like, wow. I keep thinking, geez, if the kids were in school right now, not that I'm rushing that because I know I'm going to look back and want it back, but I just keep imagining, geez, imagine if I dropped the kids off at school and I was doing this all day, every day. Crazy stuff would be happening. And Kelly said, I also kept him informed about what was going on with the business, and when he knew what I was doing and who I was talking to, he seemed to start to understand more. Yeah, exactly. Like, Nick knows when I'm doing all my one-on-one calls. He knows when the team calls are. He knows when I'm speaking on other team calls. He knows if I have to talk to a new coach on like a Sunday and we have to work that in, like, so he knows everything that's going to happen. Like, there's no surprises, like, oh, well, I'm going to be on this call tonight, he knows everything. And then, yeah, so once I hit 8 months in, that's when Nick was like, all right, maybe I should start helping out with this business. So now, guys, we sit down and we do this together every single night. I build the team. I bring people on. I train them. I get them started right. I'm working with the people, one-on-one, all you guys doing all this stuff. And he's doing all the back end stuff. He's doing all the stuff that, like, you would hire someone to do, cover photos, picture collages, looking at the downline, making sure people are placed in the right place to maximize out, the most amount of income that you can earn. So he's doing all that. So we're a good team. Your spouse will get on board too, guys. When you get to that point, like, the best way to convince your spouse and prove to them is to start earning a paycheck. That is the fastest way to get them on board. But when your spouse is sitting there, like, and you're not bringing in a paycheck, but you're sitting here on the computer all night, they're like, what the heck is going on? All right. Yeah, see, it's true. You already have any coach that comes into this and has a spouse that's supportive of it, like, you already have an upper hand to anybody else that comes into this, because that is the biggest problem that happens that I've seen in the past 22 months is the spouse not really supporting or fully believing. So if you already have that on board, then you're golden. Is that it, guys? Okay. All right, any other last minute questions? Sorry, guys, this call went extra late tonight, but I hope that you guys got a lot out of it. And I hope that this guy's lit a fire in you guys, and I hope that you know that anybody can make this happen. So I will be seeing you guys next week, and thanks for tuning in, everyone. Bye, guys.